All right. Hello, welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We are about to jump into a Starcraft commentary, and to kind of introduce this a little bit, my name is Axeltoss, or Alex Rodriguez, whatever you feel like calling me, but the handle that most people know me by is Axeltoss, AXELTOSS. There you see me typing right there. And I've been a member of the StarCraft community for a very long time. I pretty much follow everything that happens, and I've been involved and helped produce slash created a lot of it. So I decided recently that I want to be a little bit more serious about my YouTube channel slash social presence slash Twitch, etc. And that begins with producing or making a video here and doing something that I think the community would like. And I reserve the right to change the way I do things a little bit, depending on community feedback. Because I'm kind of making this with the community in mind, if I see feedback or suggestions that hint at me, or that suggest that I should probably go in a different direction, then I'll probably do that. And I'm very open to feedback. But the fact of the matter is, I want to make stuff that people like. And if you don't like it, let me know, and I'll adjust my output or whatever. But I'm going to go for the educational theme for this one, where hopefully you learn something. Hopefully you watch this and then you go into your ladder games and things make a little bit more sense. This is not catered to the Grandmasters out there or the Masters. However, I try to be entertaining sometimes, so it can be fun for you guys to watch, and maybe I note some things that you haven't necessarily considered. Like, that's certainly possible. But this is definitely going to be catered more towards the bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond-ish type players. And without any further ado, let's just start talking about this game. So I'm the blue Terran in the bottom left, and I'm trying to make jokes with my enemy. This is a very good strategy to I don't know what the chat button is. I'm going to stop trying before I break something. But try to get in their head a little bit and try to throw them off their game by typing. And it's a little bit more difficult to type while you're playing, because playing requires actions per minute, and if you're expending actions while typing in the chat, you're expending actions away from your actual process. But it's in the early game, so it's not a big deal for me right now. And I made the joke that his nemesis is beginner, because this guy's name is Ender. The opposite of end is begin. I don't know. It was a terrible joke, but the point is you get in his head. Just kidding. It wasn't on purpose. I was just being weird. But anyway, I am the blue Terran, and it's Ulrena. There's a lot of airspace on Ulrena. That's important to know. There's a gold base as well. And you're pretty close by ground to your opponent, right there, right down these ramps on Lorena. So one of the first things you should be thinking about when you spawn on Lorena is that short rush distance. What can my opponent make that could be scary, like Reapers, or if they're Zerglings, or if they're Protoss, proxy something, thinking about that. But you think about that and all that. But this one especially, it's a very short rush distance, so watch this path. Further, there's some rocks, so once you get this kind of situated, no one's really going to attack through here, and you have time. So the next thing you need to watch is these rocks as the game goes along. Keep an eye on these rocks. No one generally comes this way, only Zerglings, I suppose. But otherwise, your opponent, if he wants to be angry at you and attack you, will attack these rocks and come for you. So it's a good idea to kind of watch these as the game goes further. But this is Arena, and I knew it was a Terran versus Terran. Again, I'm the blue Terran in the bottom left. And I love utilizing this airspace a little bit, because why not? It's part of the map. So I decided to go straight into Starport. So I do a kind of like, I wanted it to be kind of economic as well. Keep in mind, also, this is one of my first games. It's like, what's your skill level, dude? How good are you? I'm currently officially a diamond on North America. So take that as you will. I'm generally high diamond. Every season since StarCraft came out, I've been masters in all 3 races, pretty much. So I will do commentary on all 3 races, and I think I'll know what I'm talking about to a certain extent. So it's not amazing play, but it's good, and it's hopefully helpful. And on that note, actually, I might stream. I'm not sure. Stick around for that. But this type of commentary is generally going to be reserved for YouTube videos, because it's easier for me to kind of talk about what's going on when I'm not actually playing. When I'm playing, it's very difficult to do anything else but play. So yeah, most of the commentary will probably come in a format that's very similar to this. So he does a drop here at 4 minutes, and this is great. This is brilliant. He actually went straight into Starport, again, to utilize this airspace. And I should have known this was coming, and that's why I kind of built an engineering bay, but then I forgot to finish building it, to build a turret, because you want to be able to deal with this stuff because it's Arena. It's a given that they're going to do something like that. So having a turret over here or Widowmine, I had a Widowmine. My Widowmine actually, I got him early and put him down here, but I'm pulling him back up to try to deal with this. And I feel like this is a little too loud, so I'm going to lower the volume a little bit. So hopefully, if you can hear me, hopefully you can hear me. But anyway, you got to be mindful of this airplay in Arena. You got to, and that's why I kind of went straight into Banshees and Cloak, and he knows about it, but I don't really care. And it kind of explained that a little bit, as but look, my Widowmine, look at this. So I'm trying to kind of get him to go that way, and then he does. Boom. Take that guy out, 3 kills. That was nice. So anyway, I decided to go for Banshees, and I know he sees it, but I don't really care. I kind of challenge myself. This is like a strategy I will use all the time, especially in TVT. Going straight for the Starport Cloaked Banshees, just to kind of challenge myself to use them, because they're really good. And then if I don't do so well, that's okay. Next time I'll keep trying and play better. So I immediately do Cloak, target the guy in the turret, and I think I actually do pretty good here. I don't know, though. This is my first time watching through this replay. Behind this, I realize I'm doing damage. He's going to be distracted. He's going to be worried about my Cloak Banshees. He's going to be transitioning. He just finished attacking. I just killed his medevac. Therefore, I have a little bit of time to think about my economy, and I'm bad at macro and micro, so I have a lot of money. So I just throw down another command center. And I throw down another command center. So I'm kind of preparing to launch into the heavy econ. I should be mining more gas here at this moment. He's still dealing with my Banshees. You can see how many things I'm killing. And overall, what's the button? Oh, what's the button? It's like units lost. There it is. A little bit even. But I got a third base down and all that stuff. So I don't go into Banshees anymore after that. In fact, I should immediately put this guy on a reactor. And I should also probably build a barracks onto this guy. And I should be, Stim should be well underway, but I forgot it simply at this point. Stim should be well underway. That is a mistake on my part. But I have some tanks out. Focusing on the tank play is important. I think in TVT, tanks kind of set the pace of the game. If you have more tanks than your opponent, it's all down to you just maneuvering your army properly. You should win. You have more firepower. So I like going tanks a lot. It's a nice a good meaty tool in TVT. Maybe other matchups too. But he's coming forward. He's got he's got a lot of tanks. But I think I handled this well. This is pretty interesting here. I don't know how to zoom out. I wish I knew to zoom out, but I don't. And I just messed with the team colors. There we go. Did I actually zoom in? Okay. Anyway, isn't it Z? Oh, there we go. Nice. So he's in a good position right now because he's kind of splitting my natural and my third. He's kind of getting up in his business, as they would say in sports basketball shooting. He's getting in between my third and my natural, which makes this really awkward. Also, a lot of my production is in my third, which is a mistake. This is definitely a mistake. Most of my production should be over here, for sure. But I was kind of in a rush. So he gets in between. I'm trying to think about how to do this. I do a decent job here by leapfrogging my tanks, getting a little bit closer, and it's very important to cut off this reinforcement point, which I do. But I have to lift my command center. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I have to lift my command center. I have to lift my barracks, pull them back. Yeah. So that was really good from him. But I'm still, in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is fine. Got to get my production up. I'm floating a lot of money. Once I get my production up, I can use my money. I have 4 command center. I have 4 orbital commands, so that's great. Adding on production is important. Supply depots don't get supply blocked, but I'm getting ready to really launch into a lot of production. But he did deny my third, so I'm down to 2 bases, so he should be happy. However, let's see what he's up to. Yeah, he's getting his third on the ground, but it's, again, a little bit later than mine. Upgrades, I think oh yeah, I'm about to start 1-1, and he doesn't have any upgrades, it looks like. Yeah, so I think he might have thought he was going to win with that push, so he didn't really care that. Oh, no. He built this over here. Wow, I didn't know that. That is interesting. So I get this base over here, which is nice. And I kind of accept the fact that he's eventually going to find me, so this is a party that will only last... It's not going to last that long. So I built some turrets. He's coming over already, so I'm building those turrets, trying to secure that location. Getting my third base down here. I should be watching these rocks, but I'm getting my army up and running. Look at my supply, man. 152 to 101. I just crushed into production. As soon as I got this third base and fourth base, just started launching out units. Even though, like, units lost is pretty close here, I'm still just way ahead of him in supply, and it's simply because I just, the macro is a little bit better, just pumping out units. That's what it comes down to. Also, I'm realizing, okay, I have a lot of money. I'm going to go into Fusion Core, and I'm going to add on some starports, because I had the resources to do it. I was making Marines and tanks. My army's pretty good. I can afford to do it, I think. But then I want to attack because I'm I'm pretty high up in supply. I think I have some depots finishing up. So I kind of want to, just kind of press forward a little bit. But look at all these tanks. That's a fantastic amount of tanks, actually. He's beating me 11 tanks to 4. Oh my gosh. If he attacks with that army, I'm probably not a happy person. I only have 4 tanks. I'm doing a good job kind of splitting these guys up. And then I'm like, what do I do? So I decide, okay, I'm maxed pretty much. I'm pretty maxed. My SCV count is great. I'm really happy about that, actually. So I'm like, okay, I need to throw away these Marines because I don't want them. They're extra supply because behind this, guess what? I have battle cruisers. I need them to be made. But I can't because I have a lot of units. So I'm going to drop some Marines, try to be a little bit efficient, go after his economy, go after his SCVs, and just try to be annoying. And I think I do a pretty good job. I mean, units loss is pretty atrocious, but again, I don't really care about losing that supply up there. I just want to keep them at home, give myself time, and allow these battle cruisers to come onto the field. So let's fast forward. I had no idea about this base. No idea. So yes, the theme of right now is I'm trying to buy time. I'm trying to get some supply. Once I get these battle cruisers on the field, I want to hit as fast as possible because the moment he scouts that I'm doing it, the moment he can react by just pumping out more Vikings or something. So, and the sooner he attacks me. So I want to avoid all of that. So I want to keep all of my actions very discreet, and I want to throw away more units too. So it's kind of like a Zergling run by, I call it, except it's a Marine run by. And I feel like it's pretty effective, especially because he's going so many tanks. And he has to move his whole army. I'm buying myself more time, and I'm freeing up supply for the battle cruiser. So, also utilizing this short attack path is great. This tank is in a pretty good location, and I'm attacking over here for fun because I can. So now I'm at 144, and now I'm really pumping out the battle cruisers, and life is good. I got plenty of money and gas. I guess I could have taken this base earlier, maybe this base too, but that's just me being hypercritical, which is fine. Yeah, so I'm buying myself some time here, woohoo, yippee-doo, yippee-doo-dah. And it's really fun when you make battle cruisers, and he scans me, so at this point I know, so I just go. And that was a pretty cool moment. I just send all my dudes. So here come the battle cruisers. He knows what's going on. He's freaking out. He's immediately adding on another starport. He's trying to build Vikings. He's caught off guard. And I want to hit absolutely immediately. I want to hit immediately because I know he has a lot of tanks. I know his air force isn't good. Look, he only has 2 starports. So element of surprise, man. Element of surprise. Attack with the battle cruisers right away. I have Yamato cannon. And those are one-shots the Vikings. I have an amazing Viking force, and it's just this is not, you can't really do much about that. So I ended up being victorious. And to recap a little bit, my kind of goal during this game was let's go a lot of air. I'm a Terran versus Terran, short air distance. Air is going to be pretty good here. I'm going to pretend like I'm going for a huge Marine tank army, and then I'm going to try to be as efficient as I can to trade that army away while I build up to the later game 4 base economy, 4 starport, battlecruiser, Viking, air armada. And the idea of this would be to take them off guard so that they're going for a lot of tanks. They won't be prepared for the transition to pure air. And that's exactly what happened here. He just resigned the game even though he has 15 tanks. But 15 tanks don't do anything against 5 battlecruisers. So cool, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Not too long, about 13-14 minutes. It's right where I want it to be. Average, kind of an average video. It is pretty long, I suppose, but if you stuck through it, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe for more to my YouTube channel. Also, I am on Twitter at Axeltoss. Look out for my Twitch streams as well, or YouTube gaming streams. I'll pretty much stream any game out there, depending on what I'm doing. I think this YouTube channel might purely be Starcraft commentaries. I'm not sure. I would appreciate any feedback you guys have on the matter. Otherwise, I hope to be at live events soon. It'd be fun to get back into those a little bit. And I have some announcements to make, I suppose. I have some newsworthy type things to talk about, but that might come at a later date, I think. But stay tuned to the world of Axeltoss, I suppose. Because I think cool things are coming, and I think we can have fun with StarCraft and with esports together. That's as close as I've ever come to having a tagline to end a video, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.